In order to access the web page, we go to www.macmillaneducationeverywhere.com. Once here, we click Login. We type in our credentials and click Login. Here, you'll be able to find your contents and a menu on the left. For the adult course, you can either click American Language Hub or Speak Your Mind. They're going to look the same. In the first tab, you will find your access to the Macmillan Education Teacher app. In these tabs, you're going to find the resources available for each one of the levels. For example, level 1. You'll find in this first tab, Teacher Resource Center, all the audios and videos available to download. We go back. We'll be able to see also this tool called Test Generator. The Test Generator is an app that will allow you create totally new tests, customized tests, and you will be able to access the tests you save. If you go to the first section, ready to go to tests, you'll find a placement test, unit per unit tests, mid-course tests, and an end-of-course test. You click Open PDF, you'll access the pre-designed test that you'll be able to use with your students. And next to this option that says Open PDF, there's the audio content. So you can play it from here or you can download it here. It's going to be downloaded as an MP3 file in your computer. We go back to main menu. You'll see this other option, create a new test. In this option, you will be able to create a test and choose the questions you want. So you can add questions from Unit 1, for example. Using a listening question, you can also listen to the audio here before
Unit 1 test.
choosing the question.
Track 1. Hi, I'm...
You can also choose other abilities from other units. You can choose the amount of questions you want. You can create tests only with one question, taking into account 5 units, 10 units. It totally depends on what you want to add to your test. You just select the question you want to add to your test, and at the end you will see the total of exercises here to your right. And you click Preview, and you'll be able to see the test as it's going to be. When you click Create PDF, and you open it, you will be able to get a PDF with this heading and each one of the questions you have chosen for your test. If you added audio to your test, you click Audio, and you can either play it or download it. You can show answers, so you can easily grade this test, and you can choose the order of the questions, so your students can't cheat. If you really like your test and you want to save it in the platform, you can click Save, and it's going to be saved in the last section, My Save Tests. Here you will be able to see the test you just created. You will be able to open it, edit it, download the other content, or delete it. I have created another test with the same name, so I'm going to delete these other tests. You will be able to see the list of all your tests here in the last section, My Save Tests. To access the Teacher Presentation Kit, we click the first tab, Macmillan Education Apps. and we click Macmillan Education Teacher app. We have two options. We can view it online or we can download it. So we can have the software downloaded in our computers. If we decide to download it, we click download. And here we will have the option for teachers to download it in Windows, Mac, or Linux. We start the download, and then we install the software in our computer. Once we install the software, we'll be able to access our account with the same username and password. It's going to look exactly the same as the online version I'm going to show. So if we want to use the online version, we click View. This online version is the best one to be able to set homework, to check the progress of our students, and to be able to see some other options that are available online. So when we click the app, we click View. Here on the left, we'll be able to see the different books that we have available. Maybe if you're teaching with Speak Your Mind 1, you'll be able to see Speak Your Mind 1 only. You click Speak Your Mind 1, for example, you'll see you have three options to project: Student's Book, the Workbook, and the On-the-Go Practice. Let's choose the Student's Book. Here you will be able to see each one of the units on the last part of the book. And this section, these contents, are really useful to project content from the student's book to our class. So if we're working on the unit opener, we just click the unit opener and the app is going to take us immediately there. Here on the left, you'll find tools to write, to type, to highlight, or to take notes. You'll find two different types of zoom. The first one is when you give one click back. And the other zoom is here in the upper part, so you can go up to 300. You can also zoom out or go back clicking here. You'll find these interactive buttons that will allow you to have access to media. For example, in the case of this series Speak Your Mind, you'll find videos with a blog style. This blog style will have video with presenters. You can either go full screen clicking here, check the video script that is available here, or you can go full screen. You can also change the speed, decrease or increase the speed of the video. In order to go back, we click the X, and we're going to go back to this main page. To turn the page, we can click these icons we have here. You can click these icons here, or you can just type in the page you want to go to. I'm going to turn the page by clicking here. So you will be able to find these interactive buttons each time you have an exercise with your student's book. In this case, we have a reading that includes a listening.
International English Teachers. Your profile.
This option will allow you to hide or to show the audio scripts. You can pause it. If you want to go to a specific part of the audio, you just click on the part you want to go.
My hobbies. Username. Berliner 100. Password.
If you have a reading, you'll be able to access the reading here on the left. You can always hide it. The idea about these activities is to have them fully interactive for your students. When you click check, you will have immediate answers and the score. You can reset activities clicking here. And you can, as teacher, show answer per answer here or show all answers here, maybe if you are checking homework. The same feature is available for every type of exercise. Example, here we have a grammar reference activity. You can hide or show this grammar explanation that is really useful. And start typing in the answers. Then at the end, click check to see if they are right or they are wrong. And again, you can reset the whole activity so other students can participate. In order to go back, we click here in this home page. We can go back to the table of contents or the last book we selected here. We can do exactly the same with the workbook and then we go practice. On the left, you're going to find different options. These three first options are to project the student's book, the workbook, and the app. This is another way to access the Teacher Resource Center, another way to access the test generator, another way to access the e-planner. That is a tool to plan some of your classes, like in real life. Here in classes, you will be able to see your students. You will be able to get the class codes so students can join your class. So if you see, you have here this class. This one is called CCA1. So you can click it. You'll have different options here. The first option, Manage Class, will allow you to make maybe some changes in the name of the class. And here you'll see the list of all your students the last time they logged in. You can reset the password of one of your students if they don't remember the password or they can't log in by clicking the student's name. Go here where it says password, you assign a new password to this specific student and you save it. If you click here, Get Students Login, you're going to reset every student's password. So we don't recommend you use this option. We go back, we can also access the progress tracker. So the progress tracker will give you a report of what your students have been doing in the digital students book, in the workbook, or in the on-the-go practice. You choose one. You have chosen the digital students book. You'll see the different filters you can add. You can add filters. For example, I just want to check this specific student, only specific unit, or only specific lesson. And here you will be able to see all the activities this specific student has been doing. You will know the activity is not started, in progress, for review, or completed. You can always download a report in Excel format or CSV format, so you can have it in your computer. Here in the upper part, you have the option to export it. Your report is going to include the filters you already added. So you will see the name of your student, the username they have, the type of activity they have been doing, if the activity is completed, the number of attempts, the time spent, the first time they entered, the score they got, the highest score. If it is a grammar topic, you here see the time, the grammar activity, the learning outcome of each one of the activities. If it is a vocabulary activity, a pronunciation activity, you will have the detail here. The information you will see there depends on the amount of filters that you add. But you can also go activity per activity, example this unit, and go one-on-one with the student and check what they have done. For example, this student has done 4 out of 4 activities in this lesson. All of them are completed. For example, here this student has had 2 attempts. You can click the eye in order to view what the student has done. So you can see that this was the performance of this specific student. If you click Show Answers, you will be able to see the right answers, and you click students answers, you will be able to see the students answers, so you can give more detailed feedback to this specific student. This is the progress tracker. You can also access the progress tracker clicking here, progress. That's another way to access the progress tracker. So when you click progress, you click again the class and progress tracker. Here in the second tab, reports, you can request a report taking into account the latest activities, the highest ones, or all attempts. Here in notifications, you'll receive a notification when your students submit either a written activity or spoken activity. So here you will see the list of your students. You can also add filters. And when you click activity to score, you will be able to see the questions from the activity. For example, here this student had this video, these specific questions. Here you will be able to listen to what the student said. You will be able to give a score, to give a comment if you want, and record a comment. You will have to allow your web page to use your microphone in order to record feedback. You click submit, you'll be grading what your student just did. You click on done, and everything is all set for that student. To set homework to your students, we click this option, homework. Then we click create new homework. Here you will have to follow 4 steps. First, you choose the book you're sending homework. For example, Speak Your Mind Level 1. You can choose all your classes. You're using Speak Your Mind Level 1, or choose only one class. Here in this case, I'm choosing CCA 1. That's my class. You can choose all your students inside that class, or you can only select 1, 2, 3 students. So that means you can set homework to specific students. If a student has, for example, needs to improve their listening, you can send only a listening homework to these specific students. Then you click next. In the second part, you will be able to choose activities from the digital students book, from the workbook, and from the on-the-go practice. So what you do is you click the tab you want to set homework. Then you're going to be able to see each one of the sections from here. This is the digital students book, unit per unit. Here, for example, you have 4 activities in unit 1, lesson 1. If you are not sure what you are setting for your students, you can always click the activity and preview what the activity is about. The activities from the digital students book will be the same ones that they find in the printed students book or the students book, the digital students book. And once you are sure about this activity you're setting, you can choose the whole activity. And here on the right, you will be able to see the amount of activities you have been choosing for this specific list of students. If you want to also add activities from the workbook, you can also do it unit per unit and lesson per lesson. If you don't want to choose, for example, all 7 activities, you can choose only one activity. For example, here, this one was to choose the whole one, and here just to choose this one. You can always choose activities from the 3 components, from only 1 component, or from 2 components. It's totally up to the teacher. For example, here from the app, I'm choosing this activity. Just take into account the amount of activities you are setting. For example, here we have 8. Now the next step is to choose a starting date for the activity to be opened. For example, today, February the 14th, and I want this activity to be available until Sunday the 20th. If you accept submissions past due date, it means that students can access the activity after the 20th. You can give this homework a title. You can also add comments if you want so. And then at the end, you will be able to see a preview message of what your students are getting as homework, and a preview for you and a summary of what you are setting. For example, activities from the Digital Students book, activities from the workbook, and activities from the Go Practice. If you want to preview the activities again, you can click here. Or if you are sure what you're sending, you can click Send to your students, and your students will receive that homework in their apps. If you go back to the homework section, you will be able to see active homework and past due date homework. In active homework, you can see the homework I just set that is called Sofía homework. When you click more details, you will be able to edit this homework. You will be able to preview what you have sent, the start date, the submission date. Maybe you have new students, you can send this homework to the new students you have in your class. And that's the homework feature.